It's never easy to say goodbye to someone who once meant everything to you. Breakups can feel like the end of the world, like a rug's been ripped out from under your feet, and all you're left with is a mess of feelings: anger, sadness, confusion, even relief. But the truth is, while breakups are tough, they also mark a turning point. They're a chance to reclaim your peace, to find yourself again, and to heal in ways you didn't even realize you needed. Handling a breakup isn't about forgetting everything or pretending it never mattered. It's about learning to let go of what no longer serves you, piece by piece. It's about acknowledging the love that was real, but also recognizing that sometimes love alone isn't enough to make things work. And that's okay. When the pain of a breakup hits, it can feel all-consuming. The first step is to let yourself feel it. Don't rush into trying to get over it, or pretend you're fine when you're not. Cry if you need to. Scream into a pillow. Write down every angry or sad thought you have. This isn't weakness, it's the beginning of the healing process. Emotions demand to be felt, and when we suppress them, they don't disappear, they just get buried deeper, waiting to resurface. In those first few days or weeks, you might feel like you're drowning in memories. Songs, places, even smells can bring back everything you're trying to leave behind. One of the best things you can do is give yourself distance from your ex. That might mean unfollowing them on social media, deleting old photos, or even blocking them for a while, if it helps you stop checking their updates. This isn't about being petty, it's about protecting your peace and giving yourself space to breathe. It's also important to be honest with yourself about why the breakup happened. Sometimes, relationships end because of clear reasons, like trust issues, infidelity, or major differences in life goals. Other times, it's not so clear-cut. Maybe you grew apart, or maybe the timing just wasn't right. Reflecting on what went wrong can help you gain clarity, but don't let it turn into endless self-blame or regret. No relationship is perfect, and breakups rarely have one single cause. As you move forward, try to resist the urge to stay stuck in the past. It's natural to replay moments in your mind, wondering what you could have done differently. But at some point, you have to remind yourself that what's done is done. You can't change the past, but you can choose how you show up for yourself now. One of the best ways to start moving on is to lean on the people who care about you. Talk to your friends, your family, or anyone you trust. Even if you don't want to spill every detail, just being around people who love you can be a powerful reminder that you're not alone. Isolation can make everything feel heavier, so don't be afraid to reach out. If you find it hard to talk about your feelings, consider writing them down. Journaling can be a safe space to pour out everything you're holding inside. It doesn't have to make sense or be beautifully written, just let it be real. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns in your thoughts, and you'll learn what triggers the waves of sadness or anger. With that awareness, you can start to untangle the pain. Another important part of healing is learning to be gentle with yourself. It's easy to slip into negative self-talk after a breakup, especially if it ended badly, or if you're feeling rejected. You might find yourself thinking, "What's wrong with me?" or "Why wasn't I enough?" But the truth is, breakups don't define your worth. They don't erase all the good things about you, or the love you're capable of giving. So when those harsh inner voices start to creep in, practice self-compassion. Tell yourself what you would tell a friend if they were in your shoes. Remind yourself that you're allowed to grieve, and that healing isn't a race. Some days you'll feel okay, and others you'll feel like you're back at square one. That's normal. Healing isn't linear, it's more like a messy scribble of ups and downs. As the weeks go by, start to focus on the things that make you feel whole again. What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? Maybe it's painting, cooking, hiking, or dancing in your room to your favorite songs. These moments of joy are like tiny anchors, pulling you back to yourself. Exercise can also be a surprisingly powerful tool for healing. Moving your body releases endorphins, those natural mood boosters that help combat the heaviness of heartbreak. It doesn't have to be intense or even structured. Just go for a walk, stretch, or find a workout that makes you feel good. You're not trying to fix your heartbreak by working out. You're just giving your body a chance to release some of that built-up tension. While you're rebuilding your life, don't be afraid to set boundaries. Sometimes, after a breakup, there's a temptation to keep in touch with your ex, maybe to check in, or because you miss the comfort of their presence. But ask yourself if those conversations are really helping you move on, or if they're just keeping you stuck in the same cycle of hope and disappointment. It's okay to say, "I need space right now." You're not being cold or heartless, you're honoring your own needs. Another thing to keep in mind is that healing doesn't mean you have to hate your ex. It's possible to let go without turning love into anger. Sometimes, forgiving them and yourself can be the key to moving on. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay, or that you want them back. It just means you're releasing the grip that the past has on you, so you can be free. If you're finding it especially hard to move forward, if the pain feels overwhelming, or if you're stuck in patterns of self-blame, it might be worth talking to a therapist. Therapy isn't just for people who are broken or in crisis. It's a safe space to sort through your thoughts, to learn healthier ways to cope, and to rebuild your sense of self-worth. Even a few sessions can help you see things from a different perspective. In the meantime, be mindful of the ways you're trying to numb the pain. It can be tempting to dive into work, bury yourself in distractions, or use substances to escape the hurt. While a little distraction can be helpful, be careful not to let it turn into avoidance. True healing happens when you let yourself feel what's really going on, even if it's uncomfortable. As you start to feel stronger, you might notice that you're seeing the breakup in a different light. Instead of just feeling the loss, you might also start to see the lessons. Every relationship teaches us something about love, about trust, about ourselves. Maybe you learned that you're stronger than you thought. Maybe you realized what you truly need in a partner, or what you won't settle for again. These lessons are gifts, even if they're wrapped in pain. One of the most empowering things you can do after a breakup is to reclaim your sense of identity. When you're in a relationship, it's easy to let pieces of yourself get wrapped up in the other person. Maybe you gave up certain hobbies, or neglected friendships. Now's the time to reconnect with the parts of you that might have been put on hold. Try new things, meet new people, and remember that you're whole, all on your own. It can also help to create small rituals to mark the transition. Maybe you want to light a candle and write a letter to your ex, one you'll never send, pouring out everything you need to say. Then when you're ready, you can burn the letter, symbolizing the release of all those emotions. Or maybe you'll create a playlist of songs that lift you up, songs that remind you that even in the darkest times, there's always light. Over time, you'll find that the memories start to lose their sting. You'll wake up one day and realize that you didn't think about them at all, or that you can think about them without that sharp ache in your chest. That's not because you've forgotten them, but because you've grown. You've learned that love doesn't have to last forever to matter. And you've learned that you're capable of starting again, no matter how many times life asks you to. Breakups have a way of revealing how much strength we carry inside. You might not feel strong right now, but you are. Every time you choose to keep going, every time you choose to show up for yourself, you're proving that you're so much more than this heartbreak. One day, you'll look back on this chapter and realize it was just that, a chapter, not the whole story. You'll see that the pain you felt was the doorway to something new, a new version of you, wiser and braver, a new chance to love yourself and to welcome the kind of love that feels like coming home. In the end, the most important thing to remember is that healing takes time. There's no set timeline, no magic formula to make it all better overnight. Give yourself the grace to move at your own pace. Some days you'll feel like you're making huge leaps forward. Other days you'll feel like you're stuck. But even when it doesn't feel like it, you're healing. Your heart is learning how to beat without the weight of that old love. And when you're ready, when you've patched up the cracks and found your footing again, know that love is still out there. Not necessarily with the same person, but in the laughter of your friends, the warmth of the sun on your face, and the quiet moments when you realize you're okay. You're more than okay. You're alive, and you're capable of loving and being loved again. So take a deep breath. Let the tears fall if they need to. Let the memories come, but don't let them keep you stuck. This is just the beginning of a new chapter, one where you're the main character in your own story. And trust me, the story ahead is beautiful, because it's yours.